Hello every pony. In this video I am going to tell you about how you can get free art from me. Now, the free art in question would be a chibi sketch type piece of art, and how you would go about getting it would be to comment on this video with a link to your character reference, which should be a full body colored piece. I will reply to your comment and assign you a number. After several days, I will specify in the video. Today, I will wait about 2 days, and after the specified amount of days, I will use a generator, and using that generator, I will get a random number, and that number will be the person I choose to draw for. After that, I will record the drawing of the character, I will make a speed paint out of it, and I will record a voiceover for it. Before I post the speed paint, I will provide the winner with their piece. I'm not sure how often exactly I will be doing this. I was considering once a week, but it may be more often, it may be less often. It will honestly be random, but I will start my video with an announcement about it if that is going to be the case. This is going to be one of those videos. You can comment on this video with a link to your character reference, and I will reply to your comment giving you a number. I will only be replying to comments by assigning them numbers if they have linked to a character reference that I may use. I will actually leave the winner a mystery until I finish the piece. Upon that, I will be sending the winner their finished piece to make sure I got the design right. Now on to another topic, which is basically going to be me asking you guys what you would like to see out of this channel. You can tell me what types of drawings you would like to see speed paints of. You can tell me what types of stories you would like to hear about. You can tell me if you would like to see me do any attempts at a certain type of animation. I am honestly open to any type of artistic video type, so please give me any recommendations that you would personally be interested in seeing. And finally, onto the content of this video, which is myself drawing myself. Now my cat has come to interrupt me. I have made many other personas in the past, and they have always ended up kind of ditched, mostly because I change my appearance or I move on from the type of animal that my persona was. This new persona is a combination of a sheep and a cat, and as you can see in the video, I used a reference from one of my old personas, which is probably my first persona that I ever made, which I made when I was maybe between 14 and 16 years old. As you can probably tell from the old piece that I am using as the reference, I was majorly into Homestuck at this time, and I owned a Dave Strider shirt, which we do not talk about. And in the spirit of recording myself drawing myself, I will give an extended introduction of myself, and by that I mean I am going to give you pointless information about myself that I think might be interesting. First off, as you can tell later on once I color it, my hair is dual toned. It is mostly black, and the front long side is dyed blue, but it is currently fading to the point of it looks gray right now. So what I colored it was a bluish gray. I actually had pure black hair, dyed black hair, for several years. I would say between the ages of 14 and now 21, almost 22, because I am now 22. I recently bleached my hair and then I bleached it again, and then I had it bleached again. Don't laugh at me. Anyway, my hair's been bleached 3 times since it has been dyed black, which has kind of fried it, but I'm using lots of coconut oil on it in order to help it just a little bit. Other facts about my appearance, since I am in fact making a visual art piece that depicts myself, is that I can't really go into my skin being pale and me having a good amount of freckles spread out, because this is a fursona. It's covered in fur. What I did forget to add on this piece in this video, however, are my piercings. I have shark bite piercings on my lower lip, which, if you aren't aware, means I have 2 horizontally aligned piercings on each side of my bottom lip. So imagine snake bites, but doubled. I actually got the piercings recently, and I had been longing for them since I had been 12 years old. So it finally took nearly 10 years to get the piercings that I had been wanting for so long, that I've always had such a strong love for, to the point where if you go back into my older art from maybe 2011, 2010, I think I drew Ash occasionally with snake bites, which is what I was super fond of until I was introduced to shark bites, which really helped me because my original snake bites were uneven. So I had shark bites implemented in order to fix this unevenness. Thinking about other facts now, my hair is naturally blonde. I was born with very light blonde hair. It grew darker over the years, as that happens to many blonde people. So I started dyeing it when I was 12 years old or so. I first dyed it hot pink after attempting to dye it black, which did not work for some reason. The semi-permanent hair dye had washed out overnight. I haven't really shown my face clearly to YouTube, but I do often post selfies to other social media such as Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So if you're curious as to what I look like, you could always visit those places. You could even ask me for a specific link because I have a tag on Tumblr for it, and I use a specific personal Instagram account for it. But if you see my face in person, you will notice that I wear often, not all the time, but very often, red eyeshadow and winged eyeliner, which is about all of the makeup I know how to use. I won't go too into detail about other parts of my appearance because that mostly regards my body, and I can't really describe that accurately due to body dysmorphia and the fact that I don't, when I look at it, it changes to me. As in, I'll see one thing one day and I'll see a completely opposite thing the other day. So I wouldn't trust my own description of myself when it comes to that. But in an earlier video, there is me drawing myself if you want a basic idea of what I look like. And there is a photo paired with that in the beginning of the video, which is used for clothing reference. So, as you can tell, I only talk about the way I look because I don't have a personality that I can recognize. I do have interests, though. I am so interested in art, visual art. I like certain writing if it's brief, short, and if it pertains to my interests, which mainly consists of horror. I love to read short horror stories. Surprisingly, I am not all that into creepypasta. I will go through phases of getting really into it, however, that last about 2 days in which I do nothing but spend 6 hours reading creepypasta in a row. It's not something I talk about a lot, but one of my major interests since I was a child also happens to be cats. I love cats a lot. I own 3 of them. One of them is being a noisy bitch right now. I'm not actually sure if the microphone is picking up the noises she is making, but basically it's crumpling noises because she likes to make a nest out of napkins and plastic. I have also had the interest in horror since I was a child as well. I have absolutely been all over it at all ages. When I was 7 years old, it was wildly inappropriate, but I had the biggest interest in the goriest films I could find and watch. I am, however, not as much into gore nowadays. I instead absolutely love subtle horror, creepy things that are not outright scary until you think deeply about it. I also have an interest in making games, specifically visual novel games. I have Tyranno Builder. I don't know how to say it correctly, but I own it, and it makes visual novel making a lot easier from what it looks like and how I've experimented with it. I personally want to execute my character's story by using a visual novel maker. And if you are not aware, I am deeply invested in my characters. I have drawn nothing but those personally for the last 6 years or so. I just draw nothing but them unless I'm commissioned. So you'll either find work of my own characters or work of other people's characters that I was paid to create when you're looking through my galleries, or maybe a portfolio or an archive, wherever I may store my art. Ultimately, I'm just a person who has a very large focus on creative endeavors. I think that's mostly all I have to say about myself. I have such trouble describing myself to other people. I am, however, good at going on about my interests. Of course, because I feel like that is all there is to me. Anyway, thank you for watching my video, and thank you for listening. Please comment if you would like the chance to get some free art from me, and follow the instructions at the beginning of the video. Again, thank you for listening and watching, and goodbye. I will see you guys another day.